So now let's have a look at the last option we want to replace, and that's the watch option. Watch can be useful for running some code, like sending a behind-the-scenes HTTP request when some data changes. Of course, I don't want to send a HTTP request in this simple app here, but I still want to show you how watch works. Normally, you add your watch option here, which was this object, and in there you could then watch age by adding a method of the same name. So watch this age property by adding such a method. You would get the new value whenever watch triggers, and then you could console log val here, for example. That's what you could do with watch. Well, obviously that's not what we're doing now. Instead, we import a new thing from view, and that thing is another function, the watch function. The watch function is also part of the composition API, and the watch function allows us to register a watcher inside of this setup method. And yes, it's quite normal that you have a lot of things in this setup method, as you can tell already. So in here, let's say here, for example, after we defined our refs, we can call watch. And now watch wants two arguments here. The first argument is a dependency of watch, telling watch when it should execute the watcher function. And for example here, we could pass the ref. So this ref is now a dependency of watch. The second argument is the actual function that should be called then. Now we need to specify this dependency because with the options API, the dependency was just the name of the watch method. Now it's just watch as a function, so to still let watch know when the watcher function should run, we need to specify the dependency first. So that's and then whenever changes, this function is executed. In this function, we now actually get two arguments automatically by watch, and that's the new value and the old value. So we get the value of before it changed and then after the change. And here we can console log old age plus old value, and then also console log new age plus new value, like this. And that's all. If we now save this and reload, nothing is printed here, as you can tell. But if I now click change age, which changes the age, we see old age 31, new age 33, because our watcher executed since we changed age, which is our dependency here. Actually, you can also specify more than one dependency, so that you even gain more flexibility than with watch in the options API by passing an array of dependencies here. Then here you could specify age and let's say uname as a dependency, and therefore let's move watch below uname so that we do have access to it. So now either when age or this computed ref changes, when either of these two changes, this function executes. And then we actually also get different kinds of values here as arguments. We get our new values here and our old values. We now get arrays for both arguments because we have more than one dependency. So our old age now is old values, and then the first element, since the age is our first dependency, and our new age is new values, and then the first element. Because if you have more than one dependency, you get more than one value for these arguments, and the order of values here follows the order of your dependencies. Hence, of course, if we want to, we can also copy those console log statements and output the old name, which is old values and then the second element, and new name, which is new values and then the second element. And now with that saved, if we reload, I can change the age, and you see old age, new age, and nothing for old name and new name, because there we didn't enter anything. But if I now start typing here, maybe just one character, we see the watcher fires again, because now the age didn't change, but the name did. So you even gain more flexibility with this watch function, because now, unlike in the options API, where you always had just one dependency per watcher, you can now have multiple dependencies that trigger this watcher function. And that's how you replace watch with this watch function when using the composition API.